Okay, we're the television group, so of course that's what we're going to be talking about. So, first of all, why is television effective? One of the most common reasons why we found that television was effective was because it's educational. Because of its ability to create powerful touchstones, TV enables young people to share cultural experiences with others. Television can teach kids important values and life lessons. Educational programming can develop young children's socialization and learning skills. Even the harshest of critics of the role Even the harshest critics of the role that television plays in children's lives would have a hard time arguing that Elmo and Big Bird are bad for youngsters. From the earliest days of Sesame Street nearly 4 decades ago, educational television has earned high praise and millions of fans for entertaining and educating young children. TV is also effective in teaching culture. Studies have shown that television competes with other sources of human interaction, such as family, friends, church, and school, in helping young people develop values and form ideas about the world around them. With the increasing number of people watching TV, we can hope that they are getting those cultural elements from the wide range of options on the TV. Between the 1940s and 2000, commercial television had a profound and wide ranging impact on American society and culture. It influenced the way that people think about such important social issues as race, gender, and class. It played an important role in the political process, particularly in shaping national election campaigns. TV programs and commercials have also been mentioned as a major factor contributing to increased American materialism. Finally, television helped to spread American culture around the world. TV is also very effective in the advertising world. Television advertising has a very good rate of converting viewers to users, in many cases, more so than social media does, so they get more for their dollars even if they're higher. Because TV works, it is still the most effective brand awareness channel. TV advertising creates, builds, and grows brands. TV advertising builds brand fame and keeps brands alive in your mind for much longer than a sponsored post or a search result. So, next is why television is not effective, and we could really only find two main points for this. Many argue that television is not effective because it can lead to violence. While people would need to choose to watch violent shows, studies show extensive viewing of television violence may cause children to become more aggressive and anxious. Children who watch many hours a week of violent TV may become inured to violence and begin to see the world as a scary and unsafe place. Television can be a powerful influence in developing value systems and shaping behavior. Unfortunately, much of today's television programming is violent. Hundreds of studies of the effects of TV violence on children and teenagers have found that children may become immune or numb to the horror of violence. For adults, watching just 1 hour of television a day can make a person more violent towards others. According to a 25-year study, the study found the link between aggression and TV watching was strongest for males during adolescence and for females during early adulthood. Watching too much TV can also cause emotional problems. Studies have found that for each additional hour of television watched in childhood, the odds of developing symptoms of depression increased by 8%, and the odds of being convicted of a crime increased by 27%. Studies have also found that the unrealistic expectations set by shows like Keeping Up with the Kardashians and America's Next Top Model causes women to have more insecurities and body dysmorphia. The emotional toll and negative effect on the psyche was demonstrated in a study that found people who watched negative material as compared to those who watched positive or neutral material showed an increase in both anxious and sad moods only after 14 minutes of viewing television news bulletins and programs.
Is television still relevant? We can talk about it from the perspective of advertisements. With the rise of ad fraud coupled with poor viewability scores, many brands are now demanding more control over where their digital ads are appearing, and until this is fixed, some of the world's biggest advertisers are reducing their digital investments. Advertisers want their ads to run against content and media brands they want to associate with and have control over this process. So, a key priority for any advertiser is to create a positive brand association with the right audience around the right context in a trusted environment. So, with all of this in mind, what are the key considerations for planners and where does TV fit in? Two new reports from NTV reaffirm that the demise of TV is very much overstated, with global ad spend exceeding $212 billion in 2017, increasing by $1 billion versus 2016, and with all the uncertainty around the digital sector, TV is in a good place. Many brands are evaluating their digital investments and shifting ad dollars back to traditional partners and platforms. How does it fit in with modern society? Um, First, as I mentioned before, ads fit in. Um, Ads and TV fit in perfectly, and Google, Apple, Facebook, McDonald's, and IBM all use TV advertising in their marketing mix. Why would that be? Because TV is still the best branding play in advertising. If TV is good enough for those brands, it should be good enough for you to reconsider putting TV spots back into your marketing strategy. And sports, US adults are watching TV an average of 33 hours per week. People who enjoy watching sporting events and other live events mostly watch them on TV versus watching on a streaming service. The reach that TV has is still very strong, despite technological alternatives for viewers. Live sporting events are viewed all at once by large audiences, and TV ads are not skippable, which is why advertising during big live events like the Super Bowl is highly coveted by advertisers and creates bond with others. While most media are designed for solo consumption, examples include books, newspapers, or social media accessed via computers or mobile gadgets. Watching TV, since it's often located in the living room, becomes a shared experience. And the last one is older people usually watch more TV. So the average American watches at least 5 hours of live TV every day. The number of viewership drops for teenagers and young adults, but increases with adults 25 plus. This is important to take into consideration when advertisers are deciding how to reach their target demos with the right messaging, with the right advertising vehicle. For example, baby boomers make up 50% of the US population, and they control 70% of all disposable income. Depending on the TV advertising campaign, messaging, and product, this bit of the information might be vital when discussing the best ways to reach the appropriate audience.
For our group, we found that most of us don't watch TV very often. When we do, it's shows that aren't readily available on streaming services, so shows like The Bachelor and local news. Um, while we still can get news on our phones and we have many other sources of news, TV is kind of a last resort for most of us, but it's a great way to get local news opposed to national or worldwide news. Um, Also, we all prefer to use some sort of streaming service to watch TV because there's no commercials and we can choose what we want to watch when we want to watch it. So for us, TV isn't very useful unless we're using a streaming service. But we did some more research on this and found that 69% of people subscribe to a streaming service rather than paying for TV, according to a study that we found. The top reasons for an internet video service are to gain access to original programming and avoiding advertising, which is two of the reasons why us as a group decided that streaming services are better than actually watching TV. We also found that cutting the cord doesn't mean cutting out live TV, as 29% of people in this study said they use an internet service to access TV broadcasts, which most of us do as well. If you want to watch live sports, you can do that on Hulu if you're watching more. There are also many other ways to watch things live without having TV.
So, what is the future of TV? First, let's look at how TV is changing today and what we can expect in the future as change continues to unfold. The future of television is changing quickly, and it shows how customers crave personalized, convenient content. As data capabilities increase and more streaming services are created, the future of television will be customer-driven and vastly different from the past. That pretty much means the more that people invest in Netflix and Hulu, the more people are going to watch those, the more shows are going to be put out there. Television has long been a staple of entertainment, but as more people cut the cord and move to a digital viewing experience, how and when people watch TV plus the actual content itself has changed drastically. Instead of gathering the entire family around the TV to watch a show, today's customers can watch whatever they want, whenever they want, but even those capabilities could change with the future of television. Live streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime can be expected to overtake traditional companies. With how accessible live streaming has become, there will be many more services that can be expected to rise in the coming future. Pretty much this means that TV has changed a lot. Now you can watch TV on your phone, you can watch it on your tablet, you can watch it on your laptop, and you don't necessarily have to watch it in the living room on a TV with the whole family. You can watch it whenever you want. And Amazon and Netflix and Hulu have shows with minimal commercials, and people are loving it. No one wants to sit there and watch a commercial halfway through their show or every 10 minutes in their show. It gets really annoying. So streaming has definitely become a lot more popular. Here are some examples. So Roku is wireless. They first started out with a remote that had Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime, and then it went to Fire Stick. And now it's like the cool thing is you can say, turn up the volume, like you can voice things and it will go by your voice instead of actually having to push buttons. So it's definitely come a long way, and I personally think that it will continue to grow and the customers will continue to love it and they will upgrade. So it's a very good investment in my opinion. Possibilities of the future involve even smarter controls for TVs, such as smartphone apps. Apps working alongside TVs will replace today's remote controls. And there's already some examples of that, of downloading an app and being able to control your TV by using your phone. If you're in the kitchen and you want the TV turned down, instead of yelling at the TV to turn it down or using the remote, you can just pick up your phone and turn the TV volume down. And so that has already kind of taken a turn, but I feel like that it's going to continue to grow. Here's an example of a quote. 4 years ago, Apple CEO Tom Cook said the future of TV is apps. However, the year following showed little progress to TV apps. The staggering growth of streaming services, it's safe to say that the future of TV isn't apps, but streaming. So, people, a lot of big high-end people thought that apps were going to be the new thing to run your TV, but it's actually not. It's streaming. Streaming is what's taken over the world. And I think that the more people that get into streaming, the better. Netflix, you have so many good options for, $8.99 a month? Like, it's crazy. Amazon Prime, you literally have so many options. Literally almost every movie you could even think of is on Amazon Prime. So I definitely think that streaming is the future of TV.
So our 2 questions for the class. What is your favorite show to watch on TV? And do you typically watch TV on network, cable, or through a streaming device?